Okay, well, speaking of Japan, I want to just bring everybody in now because I know that I certainly have some questions, and I know Ben has some opinions. But the issue being basically the this yen issue. When I listen to others talk about this, there's always been there's a real opportunity here. This is a bottom, for anything yen related. There's a way to profit off this, and yet it continues to be the entity that fools everybody, it seems. But you, Ben, I mean, what do you think? I mean, you think, how do you play this?
You short the yen.
Even here.
Yes. Look, I'll tell you what's happening. If you want to know what's happening is that there's a great game being played, and the BOJ is essentially a franchise of the Fed, and they're trying to break the Chinese. The key rate to watch is the rate between the CNH and the JPY. And you can go back over 40 years, and before 94, when the monetary policy changed and they devalued in the early 90 or 94, which then caused the greatest mispricing of the bond market, and all the macro guys got killed in 1994, and the Fed was forced to raise 400 basis points more than they thought. Basically, they want the Chinese to absorb our inflation again. They're eating the deflation, and as you guys all know, we're eating the inflation, and that's what's really going on. And look, if you saw the statement that the BOJ put out, they're not even trying anymore. They put a three sentence statement. Like they should have just put one sentence that says, "We're not raising, bro. Get over it." That's what they should have said. This is beyond just normal economic stuff. But like to Nadine's point, it works for them. Their exporters are doing well. It is a problem if oil goes up because they have almost 100% imports of oil and gas. So they are very vulnerable. But at this point, we've gone this far and they've gone this far. Why would we back down? Why would we like not continue the policy? Like this is a game that's being played and we're playing to win, basically.
Well, but we've talked about this privately, and you talk about the fact that Japan really just wants to keep rates low. And I come back and I say, well, isn't that what the United States ultimately wants to do, especially, and not to make this political, but if Donald Trump were a reelected president, he's made it very clear he prefers to have lower rates, and his people are chattering, or there's chatter out in the media that his people would like to actually control just basically control monetary policy and what the Fed does and have direct, I think, overt, so you can see it, influence over what rates do. So what happens then to this country if we end up being a country that just says simply, we want rates to be low, and they just keep rates low? I mean, that seems to be the one possible outcome here.
Probably the S&P goes to 8,000, inflation rips, your houses are going to go to prices that are absurd, and then eventually there'll be populist revolt. That's what will happen.
Okay. So it ultimately
and the sun's going to explode, but it's a lousy trade because there's no one to pay you off when it's over. I mean, it's
correct. Agreed with Jeff completely there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, listen.
It was a good week. I don't think you can ignore the fact that we could have broke them yesterday. They wanted to take the stocks lower. We had the Dow down 700 just from a kind of emotive perspective. That's a big part of how these markets trade. And we found buyers. And that makes it basically, the bottoms are a process. And this was a big week for a little gut check, a little, do we have to own them? The earnings came up well enough, and that sets a nice stage for hopefully going into May, at least. I don't think anyone's going to miss April too much.
And I think Max is right. You saw like Facebook, people are not happy, but all you needed was Microsoft and Google to give people hope, is that people want the markets to be up. People want to be seeing improvement in their pocketbook. They want good labor. This isn't the kind of situation where people are looking to tank the markets. So it comes down to fundamentals. But if the economy keeps pumping like it has been, but I think Ben is right. I mean, inflation is going to be high and sticky. And so you still have to really care about what stocks you own. Maybe you can own the SPY and you're going to see it go up a little bit, but there is going to be the shuffling under the surface.
Yeah, you look at this Google, and I just want to end it with this, just mentioning Google. And if you go back just to December, January, it was the company nobody or many people said they did not want to own. They just, this thing can't get out of its own way. And look at it today. It's $170. It's back to where it was, beyond where it was. I think it's all-time highs. So anyway, listen, everybody, this has been a great week. That is it for today. I want to remind everybody that if you haven't picked up the trades, you want to get a sort of a reminder of what we talked about, you can see it in the recap that comes out in your email for the roundtable and for the exchange, which is a little more detailed. And anyway, make sure you always remember to see that. Thanks for joining us today on the Beats Roundtable. You know that I'm Herb Greenberg. We will see you Monday. Have a fantastic weekend.